Most people try to think their way out of stress. They analyze it, reframe it, and have a 45-minute internal meeting about it. But anxiety is also a body state problem, and your body needs a different signal. HRV is trending because it feels like a stress dashboard, but people are confused. One low number and they assume they're broken. Today we're fixing that. In this episode, we'll show you a nervous system reset that takes 5 minutes a day. You'll learn what HRV actually means, why day-to-day readings are noisy, and 3 drills you can use on demand to downshift your body fast. Here's the promise: you'll have an emergency brake for spiraling, a daily HRV training set, and a simple walk protocol that burns off stress chemistry without turning into a workout. You'll also learn how to track progress without becoming the person who checks their HRV the way day traders check crypto. Let's start with the simplest model that actually helps. Your autonomic nervous system has 2 gears, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic mobilizes you, heart rate up, vigilance up, breathing tends to speed up. Parasympathetic is your recovery gear, often described as vagal tone, and it helps slow the system down and restore. The goal isn't to live in parasympathetic mode forever. The goal is flexibility. Handle stress, then return to baseline faster. That's where HRV comes in. HRV is the variation in time between heartbeats, and in the right context, it often reflects autonomic flexibility. A healthy system isn't a metronome, it's adaptive. But here's the nuance that saves you from misinformation. HRV is not a perfect one-to-one measure of sympathetic versus parasympathetic balance. It's influenced by multiple systems, and breathing itself can change HRV values, especially if you're doing slow breathing on purpose. So if you've been told HRV is your calm score, that's a half-truth at best. HRV is a trend signal, not a daily verdict. You're not trying to win the highest HRV contest, you're trying to build a nervous system that recovers. Now, why do anxiety and low HRV often travel together? Across studies, anxiety disorders and chronic stress states are frequently associated with reduced HRV, especially vaginally mediated HRV. That fits the idea that chronic threat mode comes with less flexibility. For longevity, the reason we care is simple. Chronic stress dysregulation is a cardiometabolic tax. HRV itself is not magic, but it's been associated with cardiovascular outcomes and mortality risk in population research. Think of it as a regulation signal that tends to move with sleep, recovery, and stress load. Before we jump into drills, we need to bust 3 breathing misconceptions. Misconception 1: any deep breathing calms you. For some people, especially panic-prone people, breathing too fast or too forcefully can feel worse, because it can mimic hyperventilation sensations. So the rule is not bigger breaths. The rule is gentle and slow. If you get dizzy or tingly, you're pushing too hard. Back off, return to normal breathing, and make it softer. Misconception 2: HRV tells me exactly what my nervous system is doing. HRV can be affected by sleep, alcohol, illness, training load, caloric deficit, and measurement conditions. Also, interpreting certain HRV ratios like LF, HF as a clean, sympathetic-parasympathetic balance is controversial, and people often overreact it. Misconception 3: one bad HRV day means I'm cooked. HRV varies day to day, and that's normal. The win is trend lines and bounce back, not perfection. Alright, drill number 1, the fastest downshift. It's called the physiological sigh, also known as cyclic sighing. You do 2 inhales, where the second inhale is a small, top-off, then a long slow exhale. That's it, 2 in, long out. Repeat for 1 to 5 minutes. This is your emergency brake. Before a hard conversation, after a stressful email, when you feel that chest-tight spiral starting, or when you're trying to downshift before sleep. Many people feel a shift within a few rounds because the long exhale is a strong safety signal. This isn't woo. A well-known study comparing 5 minutes per day of different breathwork styles versus mindfulness meditation found that breathwork improved mood and reduced anxiety, and exhale-focused cyclic sighing produced the strongest mood improvements and reduced respiratory rate. The important point is not that one technique is magic, it's that 5 minutes can matter when you do it daily. Now drill number 2, the HRV training set. This is nasal paced breathing, often around 5 to 6 breaths per minute. Paced just means slow and steady, with smooth, relaxed breaths. Here's the cue. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Breathe through your nose, low and slow, shoulders quiet. Aim around 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out, but comfort wins. If you feel air hunger, you're forcing it. Make the breath smaller and softer, and slow down less aggressively. The goal is not suffering, the goal is smooth rhythm. Why this matters? Systematic review and meta-analysis evidence suggests voluntary slow breathing increases vaginally mediated HRV during the practice, after a single session, and after multi-session interventions. In plain language, you're practicing the recovery gear, and your nervous system gets better at finding it. Now the nasal breathing upgrade. Breathing through your nose is not just a wellness vibe. Controlled physiology research comparing nasal and oral breathing found nasal breathing acutely lowered mean and diastolic blood pressure and increased parasympathetic contributions to HRV in young adults. So if you want the simplest upgrade, go nasal whenever possible. Especially during your 5-minute reset and your downshift walk. Now drill number 3, the downshift walk. This is not cardio, this is a nervous system walk. 10 to 20 minutes, low intensity, ideally outside. Keep the pace easy enough that you can nasal breathe and talk in full sentences. The goal is rhythmic movement that metabolizes stress chemistry and interrupts rumination without demanding performance. Even brief walking bouts have experimental evidence for improving mood compared with an inactive control, and nature-based walking studies suggest favorable stress physiology and HRV responses compared with more built environments. You don't have to live in a forest to benefit, but if you can walk outside, do it. Now here's how you put this into a 5 minutes a day protocol. Option A is pure 5 minutes, do 60 to 90 seconds of physiological sighs, then 3 minutes of nasal paced breathing, then 30 to 60 seconds of stillness where you notice the shift. That last stillness matters because it teaches your brain, this is what calm feels like. Most people skip that part and jump straight back into stimulation, which is like doing a workout and then immediately eating chips over the sink. Technically allowed, spiritually questionable. Option B is the stacked plan. Do the 5-minute reset daily, and add a 10 to 20 minute downshift walk 3 to 7 times per week, especially on high-stress days. If you do this after work, it becomes a powerful transition ritual that protects sleep. Now, when should you do this? Morning is for baseline. You're training your nervous system before the day throws punches. Pre-stressor is for performance. Do it before meetings, public speaking, hard conversations, or anything that makes your body reverent. Evening is for transition, because your sleep cannot be deep if your nervous system still thinks it's in a fight. Let's talk HRV tracking so you don't get confused. Day-to-day HRV is noisy, so you need measurement rules. Same time each day, ideally morning, same posture, same conditions, and before caffeine if possible. Don't compare yesterday's HRV to today's if yesterday was measured in bed after sleep and today was measured standing after doom scrolling. That's not data, that's chaos. Use a 7-day rolling average, because trendlines reduce noise. Also remember that environment and posture can change reliability. Recent work shows short-term HRV reliability can vary depending on whether you measure at home or in lab settings and whether you're supine or standing, which reinforces the point: standardize your measurement habits. So what does progress look like? It's not always, my HRV doubled. Progress is often a lower resting respiratory rate over weeks, a faster bounce back after stressful events, better sleep readiness at night, and fewer days where you feel stuck in threat mode. You'll also notice behavioral wins. Less reactive scrolling, fewer, I need a drink to shut my brain off, nights. And more moments where you catch the stress wave early instead of riding it into the shore face first. And if your HRV is low today, here's the correct interpretation. Ask, did I sleep? Did I drink alcohol? Am I getting sick? Did I train hard? Am I underfed? Am I stressed? Then use the reset drills, protect sleep, and look at the week, not the day. Safety notes, because we're responsible here. If breathwork makes you dizzy, you're likely overbreathing. Reduce volume and slow down. Avoid aggressive breath holds or intense breathwork if you have uncontrolled respiratory or cardiac conditions, and when in doubt, talk to a clinician. And one more practical note: if anxiety is persistent, debilitating, or paired with panic, depression, or thoughts of self-harm, professional support matters. Breathwork is a tool, not a replacement for clinical care when it's needed. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. Check the description for tools and Amazon affiliate links that match today's episode, plus our Longevity Compass Amazon KDP book. And run the 5-minute reset today, because the point isn't to think your way into calm, it's to signal your way into it.